Alright, so as we have set up Tailwind, now let's move forward and basically start building your application, right? So over here, what you can see is we have this bare minimum React app, and just beside that, I have opened my demo. So we'll be taking the reference of our demo application and we'll be building our project, right? So over here, what we need to do is that first let's focus on this navigation bar, right? Very minimum navigation bar. We just have two options over here, movies and watch list, and we just have a logo over here. So let's just build this navigation strip first, right? So what I will do is I'll just move back to my app, right? And over here, I'll just replace this hello react. We do not need this. And over here, I'll just create a new component. So inside my source folder, I'll create a new folder and I'll call this components. So inside this component, the first component that I'm going to create is a navbar. So I'll just give this navbar.jsx, right? And let's build this as React arrow function component export, something like that. So we have this particular navbar and this says navbar inside it. So let's just import this over here. So this will be our first component and I'll just import my navbar. So this will be auto imported, and over here this is, right? Let's check this out. So if you go to our app, yes, we see this navbar heading over here, right? So let's move forward and let's try building this more. So what we need is we need these particular two options and one logo, right? So what I will do is I'll just go to my navbar.jsx, and over here inside my return statement, inside this navbar, so I've already created a div, right? So this div, inside this div, I'll just have three elements, right? So one will be our image element. That should be our image element, which should have our logo. But over here I have also added the logo. So I've just copied this and I've pasted this particular logo. So this logo will be using. So you will get this in the GitHub repository that we'll be sharing, right? So this logo you can use, or you can just download any other logo that you want from internet that it resembles this particular movie application, right? You can basically download some logos of a camera or anything like that, right? Whatever you wish, right? But we have downloaded this particular logo. So what we'll do is we will have to use this logo, and to use this particular logo in your application, what you need to do, you need to go to your navbar and you will have to import this, right? You'll have to import this. So I'll just import this logo by the name logo, like that, right? I'll import logo from, and I just have to give the address. So dot slash from my source, right? I just need this from my source. If I just do a dot slash of movie logo dot png, I guess this should be it. So I have this movie logo inside my source folder, right? So this is my source folder. Direct inside my source folder I have my movie logo, so I should be able to access this, and I'm inside my component folder. I'll have to go one level up, dot slash movie logo. Yeah, great. Alright, so let's try this and let's import this. So over here what you need to do, you just need to pass your logo, just like that. And let's check this out, that if you're able to see that image or not. Yes, we are able to see this image, but this is too big, right? So we need to make it smaller. So let's give some styling to this particular image. So what I can do is I can just give this a little class name, and the class name will be, to set up a class name, basically to give a class name with the help of Tailwind, you can just give it like that, right? So W stands for width, and we can just give the width like this to 50 pixel, and we can close this square bracket, right? Now let's check this. Yes, this looks great. So this is just the perfect size that we want it to be, right? Not exactly like this, but yeah, when we'll design this this will come out like this, right? Great. So this we have done, and now we just need two more fields over here. So let them be anchor tag for now. So one anchor tag over here, and this will just have href of your home, and one anchor tag more we need to add. This will just have an watch list. Yes, just like that, right? So one anchor tag is for your home, one anchor tag is for your watch list. Let's write it down over here, home and watch list. let's check this. So now we have home and watch list. If I click on home, so I'm at the home. If I click on watch list, so this route changes to watch list. That means we can basically go to different components when we are hitting for this particular route, right? But when we hit home, this becomes the default route. When we hit the watch list, this becomes the watch list route, right? Great. So we have these two routes set up as well. And now what we need to do is we just need to basically design this so that it looks a little like this, right? So let's do that. So for this div, what I will be doing is I'll be giving it some class names so that this div can be designed. So I'll just give this flex so that I can have flexbox property to this so that they all are now horizontal, right? That's what we need right now. So they all are horizontal, and then we can just give them some more property. So let's give them some border. So yeah, a little border is over here, if you can see, right? Very hazy border. I mean, doesn't I mean, you'll have to look carefully to view this, but yes, the border is there. And then we can just give them a little space, right? So all of these things are coming out from tailwind only, right? So space x8, that means we are trying to give it space in the x axis, right? So let's see. Yes, so we have given this space as well, and now we just need to center them up. So I'll just write items center like that, and yes, so they're at the center, right? So now we just need to design them. We need to give them some colors, we need to give them some padding margin like that, right? So I'll just give them padding left, I'll just give them padding at the y side as well, and let's give this 4. Great, so this looks good, and now we just need to design this home and watch list. We need to give them some colors. So what I will do over here is I'll go into my anchor tags, and in my anchor tags I can just give them some class names, right? So I can give the class name. If you want to give some color, you can just give that color to text blue, text red, whatever you want. So I've given text blue. So you see this will become it's not taking up. So yeah, you have to give the size as well, you have to give the density as well, right? So I'll just give this 400. Yeah, so you see the home is right now in blue color, 400. If you increase this particular value, this will keep getting a little darker, right? You can increase this up to 900, I guess, and yes, you see this is completely dark. But for us 400 works fine, or you can give 500, that also works fine, right? This looks a good bluish kind of a color, just similar to this, right? And you can give this 500. Yes, density is done. And now what we can do is we can just give this same property to our this anchor tag as well, the watch list. And yes, so home, watch list, both are exactly the same. And then you can basically, if you want to increase the font size, you can increase the font size of these as well, movies and watch list, like that, right? So what I will do is I'll just increase the font size for a little bit. So you can go over here. Oops, I don't think this is what I expected. Yes, so home and watch list are done. So we have given them some anchor tags, and now basically the bare minimum structure of your navbar is done. I think this is good to work with for now. I mean, we can make the design changes later on. And if you want to increase the font size, if you want to do something like that, we can write our manual CSS and we can do that, right? So this is basically done, home and watch list. So what else we can do to this? Let's just give them a little font size. Let me just make the size a little bigger, right? So what we can do is we can just give this font to 3XL, and I think this will increase the font. This particular class is not working, and okay, let's check tailwind why it's not working. Tailwind, and yes, we'll go over here and we'll just check for the font size property, right? So over here, as I move down, I should get some font properties. Yeah, font size, right? So how to give this font size? Okay, text, right? So we have to give text. So if I just go over here and if I select text, I was giving font, right? So I think this should do the job for you. So if I go over here and if I change this font for Excel to text for Excel and this watch list for Excel to text for Excel, now I think the font size should increase a little. And yes, great, right? So now it completely resembles this particular navbar, I guess. And you can give this some font family, whatever you want, right? So I'll just make this 3XL, right? 3XL will be a better class, I guess. Great, so we have home and watch list, we have this app component, and over here we have movies and watch list like that. So you can make this a little bolder. So I'll just go over here and you can see font weight properties there as well. So you can just select this font bold, right? And it will make your font a little bold as well. So you can just give this like this and just like that, right? So now your font should become a little bolder, right? So now it actually resembles this particular part, and yes, we can now work with it, right? So great, this particular nav bar is done. We have created our home component, watchlist component. So in our app, maybe we have used some other fonts. That's why it's looking a little different. But yes, this is what we intended to build, right? So we have built our nav bar, and now in the next class, what we'll be doing is we'll be building our movies component and the watchlist component. But before that, we'll be learning something known as React Router, right? So right now that you see that we are using this watch list, we can click on this watch list and we move to this watch list. The route over here changes, right? So basically when our route changes, our component should also change, right? So that we need to build. So we'll be building that in our next lecture.